hockey league action between the Cabot Highlanders and the Breton Jets. Here are your starting lineups for the Cabot Highlanders. Starting in goal, number 92, Kirsten. Also starting for the Highlanders on defense, number 20, Brent Bowling. On defense, number 27, Andy Murray. Up front, number 17, Andrew Jones. Number 16, Roland Boucher. And also up front, number 15, William McLennan. And starting on defense, in place of Andy Murray. On defense, number 14, Sawyer Lassie. The head coach of the Highlanders is Craig McGinnis, assistant coaches Jack Hartley and Alex Culver. Starting lineups for the Penalty Jets. In goal, number 72, Daniel Labatt. Also starting for the Jets on defense, number 22, Sidney Pemberton. On defense, number 4, Zachary McIntyre. Up front, number 7, Parker Lee. Forward, number 19, Hudson Crawley. And forward, number 25, Foster Jefferson, Francis McDonald.
Good evening, folks, and welcome into the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports, and tonight I'll be bringing you an under-16 AAA playoff matchup between the Cape Breton Jets and Cabot Highlanders. Just pass you off to the PA announcer for the national anthem. And we'll get to the starting goalies of this evening's game. For the Jets is number 72, Daniel Labatt. And at the other end for the Highlanders is going to be number 92, Carter Kirsten. This is the first game of a best-of-3 set. Season series was close throughout. Should be a quality series, and we're just about ready to drop the puck. And here we go. Crawley controls it off the draw, dishes it off to McIntyre. He'll try to squeeze down the boards. He's knocked off the puck. Controlled. Pardon me, guys, we're having some technical difficulties here. Puck's dumped in by the Highlanders. McIntyre chips it ahead, absorbs a hit behind the goal, flipped up the wall, taken over there by Parker Lee of the Jets. He'll gain the line, looks to take a shot, he's knocked off stride. Puck will dribble into the corner. Highlanders flip it to the wing, but McIntyre will control that at center. He'll gain the line and fire it in. Jets will go for a change. Highlanders pick up the puck inside their own zone, played to center and chipped by Stefan LeBlanc of the Jets. Back for it is Seth Black. Plays it around to an open corner. Battle for it in the corner, played behind the goal by the Jets. LeBlanc will play it up the wing. That'll get to Landry at the point. Landry makes one man miss, walks in, takes a shot. May have been going wide, but it's an easy glove save by Daniel Levatt. Face off inside the Jets zone, controlled by the Jets, rimmed around to the far side. Picked up there by Cashin Morrison. He chips it into the middle. 2-on-1 chance here for the Jets if they hurry. Pass into the middle. Kicked on goal. Wouldn't have counted if it went in, but it's stopped by Kirsten anyway. Kept in at the line, played behind the net. Boyle picks it up there. Can't get it by Morrison. Turned over behind the goal to Phillips, but he can't return the pass. Played out to center where LeBlanc will gather it up. LeBlanc will see some ice and chips it into the corner and gives chase. Highlanders pick it up but can't do anything with it. Shot towards the front of the net, but no one there for the Jets. Landry gathers it behind the net. He has Simmons on him. Hand it off there to Boyle, and he'll play it all the way around for Stevens of the Jets. Quick pass ahead, off a stick, but gets to Smith McNeil. He takes a shot on goal, knifed away by Kirsten. Rebound to the boards. Boyd behind his goal, has it knocked away momentarily. Quick shot towards the front, never does get to the net. Stewart got his stick on it for the Highlanders. And back the other way, a 3-on-2 chance here. Good back pressure from the Jets. They don't get much of a shot. Sharp angle shot and a little bit of a poke at Levatt's glove just as the whistle sounds. Early chance for the Jets on that 2-on-1 opportunity. Kirsten was there to make the save. Pretty sure it would have been ruled a kicked-in goal if he hadn't. Draws one by the Jets. Played up the wall. Here's Francis with it. He plays it across the ice. Pass connects with Crawley. Crawley tries to walk in. Taken off, knocked off stride nicely by Murray of the Highlanders. Centering pass is knocked away as well. Loose puck behind the goal. Francis tries to put it in front, but that's knocked away. Kept in at the line by McIntyre. He'll play it down low, but it's off the stick there of Crawley. That pass is going to miss everybody and slide down the ice, but it's going to be right on goal. Puck's left there for McIntyre by Levatt. McIntyre plays it up to Crawley, but Crawley can't find the pass as Natesty bumps him off of it. McIntyre just does clear the zone. Highlanders will have to tag up. Pemberton on the far side will just clear the zone. Highlanders have it at center. They'll dump it back in again. Back forward is Pemberton. Pemberton drops it behind the net there. Francis can't get much on it. He's knocked off the puck. Regathered there, but chipped to the line. Kept in. Landry pinching down, but he's knocked away. Penalty is going to be called on Daniel Landry. Parker Lee was tripped up on the play. First power play of the game will go to the Jets. Landry will sit for 2 minutes or less for tripping. Not sure he knows it, but he's gone to the bench. And now he finally realizes that he's the man getting the penalty. Not sure how he missed it, to be quite honest with you. Face-off inside the Highlanders zone. Face-off won by the Jets, but straight ahead come the Highlanders. They'll fire it down the ice. Back forward is McIntyre with pressure from Phillips. McIntyre evades a check inside his own zone. He'll gain the line. Instead of dumping it in, he'll hold up. Drops it off for Smith McNeil. Smith McNeil can't find a lane. He's surrounded on the half wall. Kept in at the point by Phillips. McIntyre plays it down low. Pass into the middle. Shot on goal. Stopped by Kirsten. Good give and go play there by the Jets. Puck's gathered by Phillips. Chip behind the net, but Murray's going to be first to that. That'll be fired down the ice. Crawley couldn't quite find the handle on the clearing attempt. Back behind his goal is Crawley, looking to get ahead of steam. He's shadowed nicely, but has a lane into the zone. His teammates are going to have to catch up. It's 1-on-3 down low. He'll play it back to the point for McIntyre. McIntyre looking for an option. Decides to play it all the way around. That's going to rim all the way outside the zone. Crawley now plays it across for McIntyre. McIntyre has a man on his hip, McHattie. McIntyre through the middle ice, gets it to Crawley. Crawley, quick shot, that's high and over the goal. Foss McDonald in there, but can't find the handle. McHattie does. He'll clear the zone. Quick headman pass splits a couple of men around the blue line, and that will slide the length of the ice for an icing call on the power play. Only 27 seconds remaining in it. 14:37 remaining here in the first period. Face off inside the Jet zone on that errant pass. One to the boards by the Jets. They'll try to gather it up now. Here's Crawley with it. He fans on that pass. Just does drag it away from Stewart. Now through the neutral zone and over the line is Foss McDonald. He tries to play it to the line, but there's no one there for the Jets as they were changing. There's Stephane LeBlanc, plays it across. Black plays it back to LeBlanc. LeBlanc sees some ice and decides to take it just as the penalty ends. His shot is blocked. Quick shot towards the goal, but it's off the side of the net. McClellan gets his stick in there to knock that pass away. And the Highlanders take over as they're back to 5-on-5. Tuzenard over the line. Quick shot on goal. Right into the crest of Levat, and he'll swallow it up for a whistle. Bit of an uneventful power play for the Jets to start this one. Highlanders did well to keep everything to the outside, not allow an easy setup. Jets win the drop. LeBlanc can't find the handle but keeps it moving. Played to Smith McNeil, but he can't get a stick on it. Cross corner dump in by the Highlanders. Chipped off the boards and out. Back forward is Natesty in his own zone. Makes one man miss, and now he'll look to get things moving in the right direction. Decides to peel back, didn't like what he saw. He'll give it another try. Pass across is a good one to Tuzenard. Tuzenard's over the line, walks in, shot on goal, blocked there, rebounds there, and that's stopped as well. First shot's blocked by Stevens, with the rebound bounced right to a Highlander who walked in uncontested. Levat shuts it down to keep this one scoreless. 13-16 left here in the first. That's easily the best chance of this one so far. Right off the draw, straight ahead with it, rebounds there. Just in time, Pemberton finds it after Levat makes another great stop. Puck's played ahead. Big hit in the corner. Jets win the battle. Look to make a pass to the center. Instead, Francis drops it down to Crawley, but he can't find it in the corner. Forechecking there is Lee. Highlanders take over now. Jones plays it out to neutral ice. Dropped off there for Landry. Landry walking in, has it not knifed away, and he's taken another penalty, I believe. As soon as the Highlanders touch up, that is going to be an icing call on the Jets, but icing is going to be the call along with a penalty. The second of the game to Daniel Landry, number 88 of the Highlanders. This one's going to be a slashing call, I believe. 12:37 left here in the first period. Jets back to the power play, their second opportunity of the game. Stevens with it. Plays it back behind the goal for McIntyre. McIntyre drops it off to Crawley. Crawley headmans to Lee. Lee tries to find Phillips, but passes behind him. Phillips regroups. Jets can't get set up here. McIntyre loses the handle at center, and it'll be turned over. Put back in to the Jet zone. Here's Phillips with it. Phillips back behind his goal. He's flushed out by the Highlanders' pressure. Now Crawley getting forechecked from behind by McHattie. Walks into the middle. Can't get the shot away with four Highlanders surrounding him. Crawley gets it to McIntyre. McIntyre shot on goal just wide of the near post. Rebounds there. And it's cleared down the ice by Murray. Minute and 10 seconds left here in the second power play opportunity for the Jets. Played back here. McIntyre drops it off to Crawley. Put up ahead to Lee. He drops it to McIntyre. Headman passes. Good one to Lee or to Parker. Pardon me, that's Matt Phillips. That puck is stripped just inside the line. Naddisy is going to go for a rush. 2-on-1 opportunity. Great stick from McIntyre. Breaks up that pass across. And the Jets take over inside their own zone. Ward drops it back there for Matt Phillips. He's waiting for his mates to get set up. 35 seconds left here in the second power play opportunity. McIntyre tries to beat McClellan wide and does. He'll skate through the neutral zone, trying to stay on side and does. Dumped in and around for Crawley. He's battled on the boards. Kept in by Ward momentarily. McDonald with an opportunity. Pass across is stopped. What a great play there by the Highlanders D-man to make sure that didn't get across. Played into the middle. McDonald can't find it in his feet. And it'll be dumped down the ice by the Highlanders. Only 5 seconds left here in the penalty. And we're going to have another penalty, I believe, as interference looks like this one is going to be called. Looked like a few players bumping into one another at the bench. Jets are going to be called. Hudson Crawley, number 19 of the Jets, will sit for 2 minutes or less. Only 1 second left in the Landry penalty. And the Highlanders will head to their first power play of the game. 10:36 remaining here in the first period, just about halfway through. Highlanders win the draw. Landry's going to the bench, trying to get that extra man on. And they do. Into the middle, Naddisty plays it down low. Back to the top for Naddisty, plays it across. Shot coming, knifed away, and finds the rebound, does Levatt. Shot came in from the far point from Boyd. More importantly than making the initial stop, there was no rebound to be found for Levatt. Highlanders win the draw again. Played across here to Naddisty. Naddisty back into the middle. Down low. Into the middle again. Rebounds, or loose puck is there. Off the stick there of Lee, but regathered by Naddisty. Naddisty at the point. Looks for a shot. Kept to the outside by Lee. Played back to Boyd. Down low. Back up to the top. Naddisty wants the shot, but he's closed out nicely by Simmons. Naddisty again. Plays it across to Boyd. Tries to put it into the middle, but Tuzenard takes this one. Shot on goal. It's knifed away by the stick of Levatt. LeBlanc can't find the handle to clear the zone, but pins his man along the boards. McHattie. He kicks it ahead. Back to the point. Naddisty plays it back down. That jumps over the stick of Tuzenard. McHattie will have to skate for it. He's bodied by Black, and Black will fire it off the boards. I believe that actually hit Boyd and hopped up into the Jets bench. Faceoff should come outside the zone. 45 seconds left in the Crawley interference penalty. Good puck movement from the Highlanders, but the Jets keeping it to the outside so far. Here's Landry. He'll gain the line. Decides to cut up, puts it to the far side, picked off by McIntyre. McIntyre thinks about a headman pass, but can't get it through the maze of bodies. Decides to pin it along the boards, but loses control. Highlanders looking to pick it up into the neutral zone. Just onside was McIntyre. He can't shoot the puck. He's ragging the puck inside the zone, though. Puck comes free. Crawley in there to help out, or pardon me, it's Morrison, I believe, in there to help out for the Jets. Back come the Highlanders the other way. At the line, played across. Morrison gets a stick on that. Just does get it by the forechecker. Played across the ice. McIntyre decides to turn back. Plays it across. Stevens will bank it off the boards and out. Chipped into the middle by Phillips. And now Travis Smith-McNeil can't find the handle down the wing. Turned over there momentarily as Stevens loses the handle at center. Bit of back and forth hockey right now. No one really taking control. There's Murray with it through the zone, over the line, flipped down onto Levatt, and he'll hold that for face-off. 8:06 left here in the first. Early shots on goal are 6-3 in favor of the Highlanders. Chopped towards the goal, knocked away by the Jets. 3-on-2 rush if they hurry. Chopped out wide to Smith McNeil. He'll try to play it by Natesty, but Natesty closes that lane off. And the Highlanders try to come in transition. Poirier into the middle, but off the stick there of Beaton. And he'll fire it down low. Just skips over the stick of Levatt. Poirier can't find it, and it'll be chipped outside the zone. Smith McNeil just keeps it moving. Phillips will take over there for the Highlanders. Played off of Poirier's stick. Icing's waved off. It's going to be dangerously at the side of the goal. Played ahead. Can't find it on the boards with Smith McNeil. He's checked there by Phillips. Puck's moved forward quickly. Chance here for McQuarrie. He shoots. What a stop. Goes backhand forehand. Tries to tuck it by Levatt. Levatt gets the pad down. Shot on goal again is deflected in front of the goal, and that'll ramp up at a play. Face off inside the Jet zone. Couple of good opportunities for the Highlanders, caused by some sloppy play by the Jets in the neutral zone. Pass into the middle, chance here for Phillips, shoots, scores! Great play to find Phillips in the middle. He's unmarked and he beats Levatt. Low glove side. And that'll give the Highlanders a 1-0 lead. 7:05 left here in the first. Jets couldn't quite sort out the coverage, and the Highlanders make them pay. 1-0 on their 7th shot of the period. Murray will gain the line, fire it in, but it hits the linesman. Regathered by Phillips of the Jets. Played into the middle, but the pass is slightly behind Ward. He tries to chip it ahead, but it's taken over there by Havercourt. Into the middle, but it just bounces off the stick there of Francis. He's marked by Phillips. Good pressure from Francis, but he loses an edge and can't take advantage. Puck's played back behind the goal, but it's off Boyd. He's sealed along the wall by Francis, but it's chipped out by the Highlanders as they change. Jets trying to take advantage. Pass ahead to Phillips. His shot is knocked away by Murray. Behind the goal, Francis tries to find Ward in the middle, but it's off the side of the goal. Good pressure here from the Jets, but not a whole lot towards the goal. Back behind the net is Murray of the Highlanders. He'll break it out. He's battled off the puck nicely. Francis gets it into the middle for Phillips. Phillips' shot is off the glove of Kirsten and into the corner. Good save from Carter Kirsten. McIntyre keeps it in at the point but can't get it deep. Puck's played ahead by the Highlanders. Tuzenard gains the line. He's knocked off stride nicely, quickly ahead. Foss McDonald of the Jets has a 2-on-1 chance. Passes a little ahead. Pass back. They score! What a play from Foss McDonald and Matt Phillips. The give and go worked to perfection. And just like that, we're tied at 1. .5:39 left here in the first period, and we're all square at 1. Quick transition game there from the Jets, turning the puck over just inside their own blue line, and they counterattack quickly and tie the game. No chance on that one for Carter Kirsten. Off the restart. Puck's played back, but it's off a few skates. Back in his own zone. Stevens airmails that one over the glass. Face-off will be inside their Jets zone. Off the restart, played to the boards, kept in by Nadesty. Shot from a sharp angle, swallowed up by Levatt. Highlanders, one of those teams, they'll shoot from just about anywhere. That one was almost on the icing line. Face-off is scrambled, played to the boards by the Highlanders, picked up by Poirier. He'll play it off the linesman. Back behind the goal, McIntyre looking for the handle, plays it around. Foss McDonald pinched down on by Boyd. Puck's played behind the Jets' goal. Here's Stevens with it. Stevens can't find the handle, played around. Just out of the reach there of McInnes. Played ahead to Crawley. He gets it to Foss McDonald, who's sealed off nicely by Nadesty. Played behind the goal. Foss McDonald causing some trouble there for the Highlanders. And the Jets will dump it back in as Sawyer Nadesty goes back to retrieve. His pass played ahead, just out of the reach there of McHattie, and he is angled off nicely by Emerson Long, giving his goaltender Daniel Levatt the extra second it took to cover that one up. Another scramble draw, dug free by McHattie. Plays it back to the point. Landry plays it down low. Big hit in the corner by Pemberton. Dug free, beaten. Can't find his teammate McHattie. Comes free for Pemberton. He'll look to launch it ahead and does, but that one's going to be off the linesman yet again. It's been happening a few too many times early in this one. Smith McNeil through the neutral zone, chips it ahead, but a tough pass to handle for Cash and Morrison. Landry will pick it back up in his own zone. His pass is off the stick of Simmons, centering pass negated easily by the Highlanders. Played outside the line. Here's Long. He'll wire it down over the goal of Kirsten. Jets will have to tag up. Stretch pass is going to be cut off by LeBlanc. Quick chance here for the Jets, and they go offside. It was a tight one at the line. One extra move at the line may have threw LeBlanc off. Otherwise, you're looking at about a 3 or 4 on 1 as Highlanders were cheating for a little bit of offense there. Highlanders win the dryers. Nadesty will gain the line, fire it down behind the Jets' goal. Stopped there by Levatt. Black leaves it behind the goal for LeBlanc. LeBlanc puts it right back into the corner. Taken over by Phillips. Played back to the line. Cross to Nadesty. He'll take a shot. Deflect it in front. Doesn't end up getting to the goal. Phillips will play it to an open corner. Penny can't see the puck. Battles his man. Just does chip it out. Good play from Andrew Penny. Battling hard is Nadesty and Phillips. Nadesty does well to keep him to the outside and not take a penalty on the play. And the Highlanders take possession inside their own zone. Here's Sawyer Nadesty with another head of steam over the line. Quick shot off the stick there of Black, and that will ramp up over the glass for another face-off. Good stick from Seth Black on that play. Redirecting that one over the glass. 2:54 left here in the first period. That one wasn't done fairly. Face off one to the boards. McIntyre loses a glove, has to retrieve it. Played around. Crawley will have the puck jump over his stick. And it's regathered by Stevens, who's pinching down for the Jets. He'll fire it in and try to give chase. Now he decides to peel back. Highlanders with control inside their own zone. Here's Boyd with it. He gets the line and he'll fire it in hard off the stick of Levatt. Tuzenard down low. Played to the line. That's going to be kept in. Pass down to the front of the net is stopped by McIntyre, and in the attempt to clear it, he fires it off the netting. 2:18 here in the first period. 1-1 between the Jets and the Highlanders. One back to the point for Landry. Landry Walks around one man into the middle. Pass under the back door. Quick shot off the side of the... That might have been the side of the post, actually. Landry absorbs a hit from McIntyre and played into the middle, just outside the reach there of McIntyre, and Boyle will fire it back down. Back for it. Played into the middle dangerously by Lee. And McIntyre there to back him up. McIntyre sees an opportunity to rush with it and takes it. He'll go wide on his man, tries to cut in. Nice stick there by Boyle, I believe, of the Highlanders. Played ahead quickly, come the Jets. Pass into the middle, it's just behind Francis. And big hit down in the corner. Highlanders will try to stretch it. It's off the back skate there of McClellan, pardon me. That one is going to be off the stick of LeBlanc as Poirier was trying to chip it by him, and that'll ramp up at a play. 1:21 left here in the first, which I'll be honest, there's been a lot of whistles, not a whole lot of flow to this one. Off the draw, Jets go straight ahead with it. Foss McDonald plays it ahead to Smith McNeil. He can't get the shot away. Regains the puck possession for the Jets. Played across to LeBlanc. LeBlanc shoots. Stopped by Kirsten. And that'll be shot down the ice by the Highlanders. Enough for an icing call as Pemberton goes back to touch up. What a stop by Carter Kirsten as Stefan LeBlanc walks in clean from the point to keep this one tied at 1. Face-off won by the Highlanders, back behind the net. Has it knocked away momentarily, but now it'll be sent to neutral ice. LeBlanc can't find the handle at center. He's sandwiched by 2 Highlanders. Natesty tries to play it across, doesn't get much on that pass. Landry loses it, played into the middle. Shot on goal, that's off a stick and into the corner. LeBlanc will take one. Oh my goodness, it was deflected right on goal by Boyd. And what a stop by Carter Kirsten off his own man. What a deflection in front. Great reflexes to get that one. Highlanders looking to add one on late, and that'll split the defense and slide the length of the ice. Back forward is Murray. Has Smith McNeil on him. Played around, but it's out of the reach of Simmons. And the Highlanders stumble as they try to pick up that pass. And that'll just about do it for the first period. Black will play it ahead. After the first period of play between the Jets and the Highlanders, it's a 1-1 game. Shots on goal after 1, 10-6 in favor of the Highlanders. We'll be back after the flood for the second period. We'll talk soon. And we're back for the second period of action between the Highlanders and the Jets. Game 1 of the playoffs for these two teams in a best-of-3 series. After one, the score is 1-1. Shots on goal were 10-6 in favor of the Highlanders. And here we go for the second. Highlanders win the draw. Played to the boards in front of the Jets bench. Hops over the stick there. Chance here coming. McIntyre gets tangled up with the official. Flipped to the front of the goal. Wide of the net and taken over by the Jets. Just played outside the line. Boyd will hammer it right back down. Pemberton takes the wrong angle to the puck. He'll have to hurry. Just chipped to the line. McCollin will go down, will knock McDonald down. Back inside the Highlander zone. Puck played all the way down the ice. McIntyre will have to hustle for it. And for some reason, the icing is waved off. Played into the middle. Kicked to the side nicely by Levatt. McDonald can't find the lane. He'll play it around. Crawley will have to come back for it. Loses it in the corner. Centering pass is there. Just out of the reach. And the Jets, a little scrambly here to start the second period. Highlanders trying to take advantage. Puck's played down off a stick. Icing's going to be waved off. McIntyre's back for it. He takes the wrong route to the puck as well, and the Highlanders will regain possession. Played to the point for Boyle. He'll rip it across. Shot on goal. It's knifed away in front of the goal, wide of the net. Puck's played behind the goal. Highlanders with the Jets pinned here. Dropped off. Highlanders just keep it in at the line. Boyle does well to keep the line. Plays it down to the corner. Pemberton battling his man. Havercourt back there. Played to the wall for Crawley. He'll flip it off the boards, but it's kept in. Played to an open wing off the boards for Havercourt. His shot on goal is just stopped by Levatt. It hopped over his pad, but he got the glove on it. Otherwise, there was a Highlander on the back door ready to tap that one in. Very tough shift for the Jets as they almost hand one to the Highlanders, but we're still tied at 1. Straight ahead with it go the Jets. Can't clear the zone momentarily. Now it is out to center. And it's sent right back down. Levatt tries to stop it behind the net and does for LeBlanc. LeBlanc will fire it around, but Black has the stick knocked out of his hand, so he can't take control of that play. It slides the length of the ice, but there is a penalty coming. That's why Black had no stick. Slashing is going to be the call. Cohen Phillips, number 20 of the Highlanders, will sit for 2 minutes or less. And another odd play as the delayed penalty is being called. The Jets ice the puck, so the face-off will come into the neutral zone here. 18:02 left here in the second, and the Jets will go to their third power play of the game. McIntyre drops it off there. Played back into the middle for McIntyre. McIntyre surveying the ice, plays it ahead, finds LeBlanc. He'll try to gain the line, plays it all the way around, but takes a strange bounce in the corner. And it's outmanned by the Highlanders along the half wall and sent down the ice. Not much going here for the Jets. Stewart in forechecking. Instead, McIntyre picks it up, plays it ahead. Here's Phillips. Phillips loses control but regains. Now it's chopped to the line. McIntyre will keep it. Thinks about going across the lane, but instead puts it back down to the corner. Highlanders pressuring. Murray played behind the goal. Gathered there. Big hit in the corner, but this is going to be cleared by the Highlanders. Boyd will gain the line and fire it in. Highlanders doing well to pressure the Jets. Nothing doing on this power play opportunity. Here's Stephane LeBlanc, plays it off the boards. Tough pass to take for Phillips. Jets will try to regroup. Pass across the ice is a good one for Lee. Lee plays it ahead. Connects with Phillips. Phillips walks in. Shot is off of Landry's stick and over the boards, pardon me. Kept in by McIntyre, but not deep. McIntyre with a great play to strip his man of the puck. Can't get the shot towards the goal. McIntyre lays his man out in the corner. What a hit. And now we are going to get a penalty. I'm not sure. It wasn't the initial call. Not sure what it was for. Must have been after the hit. 2 minutes for head contact is going to be the call on McIntyre, number 4 of the Jets. The initial hit was good. It must have been something that happened on the ground. So we'll play a 4-on-4 here for 24 seconds. 16:25 left here in the second period. Highlanders have too many men on the ice. Have to send one off. Barely gets off the ice before they drop the puck, but we're back in play. Behind the goal. Big hit there. Dug out by the Highlanders and kept in at the line. Pemberton tries to seal his man Natesty off, but can't do so. Puck's played behind the goal. Highlanders with possession, 4-on-4 here. Phillips is just about ready to come back on. Now they'll have a power play opportunity for 1 minute and 34 seconds. And they get really lucky as the player coming off the bench played it before the one changing got off. Puck's played in the middle. Good tie up in front by the Jets defenseman. Dribbles into Levat, for a face-off. Minute and 23 remaining in the McIntyre penalty for head contact. Jets win the draw, but behind the goal, the Highlanders will take possession. Played back to the point for Boyd. Boyd across. Now it'll be played down low. Highlanders with possession. They're playing a bit of a four corners position right now. Boyd, sharp angle shot. Rebounds there, double clutched. And Highlander falls down, played down the ice. What a pass! Phillips is onside. He walks in. Oh, he's tripped by the goalie, Kirsten. And as he touches up, we are going to have a tripping call. I wasn't sure if they were going to call a penalty shot, as that is an option, as Kirsten may have been beaten on the deke, but they call it 2 minutes for tripping instead. What a pass by the Jets to Spring Phillips. Phillips just about beats Kirsten, but Kirsten trips him and takes the penalty, and some would say it was well worth it. As it may have ended up in a sure goal. Looks like Lucas Havercourt, number 11, is going to serve the penalty for Kirsten. 15:20 left here in the second period. Still tied at 1. We'll play some more 4-on-4 for the next 53 seconds. Chopped out of the zone right off the draw by Jones, but back for it is Phillips. Sorry about the technical difficulties there, folks, but we're back up and running. Is a 2-1 game now in favor of the Highlanders. Brett Boyd just cashed in for the Highlanders to take a 2-1 lead. Back the other way come the Highlanders. McIntyre disrupts that rush for the Jets. Highlanders regain possession. Shot coming from Landry. It's deflected at the point and gloved down by Levat. $11:20 left here in the second period of play. 2-1 for the Highlanders. Shots on goal are 17-8 in favor of the Highlanders. Face off inside the Jet zone. Recovered by McCaddy. Played to Beaton. Back to McCaddy. Shot kicked away with the pad by Levat. Boyle overskates the puck. It'll drift out to neutral ice. McCaddy will play it across to Landry. Back to Boyle. Boyle turning the corner. Plays it into the middle. Boyle back. Shot on goal is chopped over the net. Clearing attempt is stopped by Landry. He's battled there, but Puck sent down the ice. Back the other way come the Highlanders. Here's Beaton. He takes a bit of a shot from behind by Lee, but he maintains his balance. Pass into the middle is just kept onside. Quick pass ahead off of Landry's skate. Crawley just onside at the line, but he's battled to the corner. Landry picks it up again for the Highlanders. He's got some room to move. Over the line, drops it off from McClellan. Shot on goal is blocked by McIntyre into the corner. Landry shuffles it towards the front of the goal. That pass to Crawley rolls off his stick. Pass into the middle, taken over by McIntyre. He'll try to get things going for the Jets now. Down a goal. He'll gain the line. Has it knocked off his stick. Goes to the net hard. And McIntyre ends up in the net as he tries to hop by the Highlanders defenseman. Jets try to drive it to the net. Smith McNeil has it knocked away behind the goal for the Highlanders now. Sawyer Natterson loses his edge in the corner. Played out front by Simmons, but it's out of the reach there of Smith McNeil. Pemberton plays it back down around. Kept in at the far point. Shoveled towards the net by Stevens. Off the side of the net though, and gathered up by the Highlanders. Back the other way quickly. Big Sawyer Natterson bullying his way down the line. Chipped to the line by McDonald. And he'll follow up the play and regains possession for the Jets. Just over the line. Decides to play it behind the goal. He's rubbed out along the boards. Pemberton pinching up for the Jets. Plays it towards the front of the goal. No one there but a Highlander. Pemberton gets his stick on that one. McDonald takes a bump inside the line. Just kept on by Stefan LeBlanc of the Jets. Highlanders regain possession. Natterson plays it up to Havercourt. He takes it off a skate, but turns it over there. Jets had a chance to put it towards the front and do. That is deflected in front by Cole Simmons. Not a whole lot on the deflection, but Kirsten finds it in time, right on the goal line. 8:38 left here in the second period. 2-1 Highlanders. Jets win the draw. Puck's played down the wall, but taken over by McQuarrie. His pass across is deflected and comes out front. Shot from the point. Deflected in front, but a nice pad save by Kirsten. Out to center. Here's McQuarrie with it. Tries to go wide. He's fended off nicely there by Black. Centering pass is there. They shoot. They score! What a pass from behind the goal. And the Highlanders capitalize all alone in front of Levat. And they take a 3-1 lead. 8:14 left here in the second. Cruising around the slot area there was number 20, Cohen Phillips, and he makes no mistake. Not much of a chance there for Levat as Phillips was in clean, and he one times it home. Off the restart, the Jets get a fortunate bounce toward the goal, but Kirsten is there to regroup. McQuarrie was the one who made that beautiful pass from behind the goal to set up Phillips. McIntyre gets it towards the front of the goal. Centering pass is there. Penny can't find it. McIntyre has the rebound. Shot on goal just wide of the post. And the Highlanders will regroup back the other way quickly after that chance for McIntyre. Good stick there from Emerson Long to knock the puck away. Played down below the goal line. And that'll do it for that chance for the Highlanders. Puck's played ahead to Penny. Penny doesn't see the man. I can't believe they called that onside. That was offside by quite some margin, but anyway, we play on. Puck's played ahead, but McIntyre steps up, makes a man miss, plays it ahead of a couple of Highlanders who collide into the boards. McIntyre shoots off the stick of Kirsten. Great shot and great stop by Kirsten. Puck's played ahead. 2-on-2 rush coming here for the Highlanders. Easy save there from Levatt. Kicks it to the corner. Puck's played to the point. Boyd can't keep it in. Dislodged there by Lee. But Emerson Long will have to go back to get it for the Jets. Played around. McIntyre doesn't see the pass. Now Boyle walks in. McIntyre takes the wrong angle. Shot is high and over the goal. Luckily for McIntyre, who is stuck on the ice for a bit of a long shift, he'll get the change he most definitely needed. Boyle with a great chance, but couldn't find the sliver of light over the shoulder there of Levatt. Face off inside the Jets zone. Won by the Jets. Played around off the stick there of Crawley, and it jumps over the stick of Natesty. One puck battle won by Francis. His shot is blocked in front. Rebound is lying there, but no one can find it at the moment. Lee tries to pull his way to the net, but it's stripped off his stick by Sawyer Natesty of the Highlanders. He'll walk around his man, cruise down the middle, just onside at the line. Bobbling puck was fired towards the goal, but it's wide of the net. Played to an open wing for Crawley. He's lined up by Stewart, but Crawley can't get the puck moving towards the right direction. Francis plays it just kept in at the line by Landry. He's battled down the wall by Lee. And it's played to an open wing. Taken over there by Stevens. Played out to the middle, but no one there for the Jets. Good stick from Francis to make sure that didn't come right back in. That dump-in attempt ends up hitting the linesman. That's happened several times today. Played in front of the goal, but out of the reach of Francis. He'll just chip it behind the goal and stands up his man in the corner. Good play there to keep the puck alive by Pemberton. Played back down low. Played to the line, but kept in by Stevens. Rebound there, but behind the goal, and Francis tries to play it to the front of the net. That's stolen, and he makes a nice play to knock it away off of Brown's stick, and the Jets will fire that one high and over the goal, over the glass rather, just in front of the Highlanders bench. 5:03 left here in the second period. Highlanders have scored twice in this middle frame to open up the 3-1 lead. Chance coming right off the draw, and that is gloved down by Levatt. Clean face-off win by the Highlanders created that scoring chance. And they just about get the same play this time. Jets get out to their man to make sure the shot doesn't come through. Pile up along the boards, kept in at the line by Boyd. That pass across is off a skate. Back the other way is Travis Smith-McNeil, but he bobbles the puck. Tries to play it into Morrison, but it's behind him. And the Highlanders regroup. Played the line for Black. Black plays it across to LeBlanc. LeBlanc shot towards the goal. Deflected wide of the net. Rebounds there off the side of the goal, and it kind of handcuffs Travis Smith-McNeil in the slot area there. Ends up off his skate and into the corner. Highlanders regroup. Quick pass is out of the reach of McHattie, and back for it is LeBlanc. He'll win the race. Icing will be called. .4:17 left here in the second period. Face off inside the Highlanders zone. Highlanders win the draw off the side of the net dangerously. Now looks like it's up on the mesh. Dug free by the Jets. They can't find it in the corner. McDonald is knocked off his skates Not sure he even ever really had that puck, but Boyle knocked him down just to be sure, and now he does it again. That's on Ward behind the goal, I believe. Into the middle, quick shot, fanned on by Phillips. Good pass from McDonald to find Phillips in the slot. Fortunately, Phillips fanned on the attempt. Big battle along the half wall. Dug free, played back down to Foss McDonald, but he can't find the handle. Boyle will take over. Played up the wing to Zenard. Tries to chip it off and does. Just dropped by the near post here. It'll be fired hard off the boards, and Tuzenard will take over at center. He'll gain the line as the Jets back in. He drops it off, but McClellan wasn't ready for that one. Highlanders take over, trying to funnel it towards the goal. Jets not quite hard enough on pucks at the moment. Battle for it down low, but comes free, and Ward just plays it away, and now they'll have to re-battle for that puck. Luckily for the Jets, Nattasy can't keep that one as it was a tough pass. It'll drag him outside the line. Havercourt will fire it right back down. LeBlanc will have to battle McQuarrie and Phillips down low and chop towards the front of the net. Rebounds there. Never does get to the goal, but Nattasy will keep it in and fire it back down to the corner for McQuarrie. McQuarrie behind the goal, takes the handoff for Havercourt, back to the top. And that'll be dumped back down around. The cycle game is on for the Highlanders here in the second, trying to take advantage of this tired Jets line. Havercourt now cuts to the middle, goes to the backhand and loses it momentarily. McQuarrie tries to wrap it around. Levat was off his post, but he can't get the shot away. It'll just be played to neutral ice by the Jets. They'll try to get a quick change in, and the Highlanders will try to make them pay. In is Phillips, the latest goal scorer for the Highlanders. His shot's high and over the goal. McQuarrie down low, pass into the middle. Dug free by the Highlanders yet again. Play it, and then this pass across drags Landry outside the zone again. Back behind the goal. Levat will stop it there for McIntyre as the Highlanders will change up themselves. Now we have McIntyre with it. He fakes the first pass. Now we'll try to get the second one through, but it's off the stick there, and he regroups nicely, gets it ahead to McDonald, and it'll be fired in. Kirsten stumbles behind his net, but luckily he's backed up there. That pass is down the ice, but there's a couple of guys behind McIntyre and chopped towards the net. McIntyre blows a wheel behind the goal, but backed up nicely by his teammates. Penny can't find the opening. Shot towards the goal is blockered aside by Lebat. Puck's played behind the net. Poirier keeps the cycle going, but McIntyre got a piece of that one. Crawley can't quite find it in his skates. It's dug free by Pemberton, played to an open wing. Penny will have to regroup there, but he can't find the handle. Sent towards the front of the net. Chance here quickly into the final minute of play in the second period. Here's Parker Lee. Can't find the handle to drop it off to Penny. And now we have a chance here for the Highlanders if they hurry. Good back check there. McIntyre gets the puck away. Chips it ahead. Can't get it outside the zone. Chance here coming for Jones. He hops around Lee. Shot towards the goal. Knifed away by Levat. Rebounds behind the goal. Played to the boards. Crawley regroups. Gets it to McIntyre. McIntyre takes a hit along the boards, but gets the puck to Pemberton. That's Penny, but he can't get it outside the zone. Great pressure from the Highlanders here. Here's Crawley making one-man miss. Loses the puck. McIntyre just does get a piece of it. Otherwise, there was two Highlanders walking in alone. Boyd will fire it down again for the Highlanders. They'll change and send one man in, as that will do it for the second period. That second half of that second period was completely dominated by the Highlanders, and the shots on goal after two reflect just that. 24-13 in favor of the Highlanders, who hold a 3-1 lead. We'll be back after the flood for the third period. We'll talk soon. And we're back for the third period of play between the Cabot Highlanders and the Cape Breton Jets. After two, the Highlanders hold a 3-1 lead, and they're out shooting the Jets by a margin of 24-13. Jets are going to need a great third period to try to battle back to tie this one at 3, and the Highlanders will just be looking to stem the tide here in the first 10 minutes or so, maybe try to take the life out of the Jets and take game 1 of this playoff series. And we're ready to drop the puck on the third. Here we go. Draws one by the Highlanders. They're going to skate to center and dump it in. Icing's going to be the call, except Levat doesn't see it, and he plays the puck. Battle for it behind the net, off the stick of a Highlander, and it'll ramp up over the glass. Shot from a sharp angle, stopped by Levat after some scrambly play behind the Jets' net. Jets trying to talk it over, figure out what they want to do off this draw. Maybe talking more about that play behind the net. Face off won by the Highlanders, played back to the point for Natesty. He takes the pass, tries to walk it down the board, sealed off by McIntyre. Poirier, he has the puck knocked away by Lee. Lee battles for the puck, but is shielded off nicely there. Puck dug free by the Jets, played around for Crawley. He kicks it to the middle for Lee. Lee plays it ahead quickly, but there was a wet spot at center, and the puck stuck on the ice. Never did reach Matt Phillips, streaking down the far side, and that'll result in an offside on the Jets. Bit of an unfortunate play there for the Jets. May have had an odd man rush coming, but a little extra water at center. Snuff that out. Jets win it, but too cleanly. LeBlanc has to go back for it. Plays it to center. McQuarrie battling McDonald there. And it'll be sent down the ice by the Highlanders. LeBlanc back for it. Plays it off the boards. Just into the middle, but kept in. Highlanders clogging up the middle of the ice. McQuarrie behind the goal with it. Puck's won by the Jets. Played into the middle. Onto the stick there of Morrison. Morrison has it knocked away. Ward causing a bit of trouble for the Highlanders, but Boyle chips it around his man. Plays reverse, but LeBlanc will pinch down. Has the puck knocked off his stick by Havercourt. And they'll head man the puck as well. 3-on-2 rush chance, but developing pretty slowly. Quick shot from the sharp angle is kicked away by Levat. Highlanders are going for a change. Puck's played off the boards to Foss McDonald. He loses it, but regains possession. Plays it off a stick. Jets changing now as well. Poirier back the other way. Shot on goal, stopped by Levat. Rebound was lying there, but he finds it just in time. Tricky shot off the stick there. May have ramped up off the defenseman's stick as well. Nice stop from Levat. Clean win again by the Highlanders. Shot towards the goal, but it's wide of the net. Possession regained, played down into the corner. Jets battling for it, can't find the handle. Played to the point, but that'll hop over the stick of Boyle and go the length of the ice. Murray just about loses it down low. Played off the boards. Lots of tricky hops happening early here in the third period for both teams. Coming away with it is Murray. He'll gain the line. Two Jets converge on him. Can't find the handle though. Battling for it. It'll squirt free behind the goal for McIntyre. McIntyre cuts back, loses control, but flips it ahead to Smith McNeil. He can't find the handle. Loose puck there. Knocked off the stick of Sawyer Natesty by McIntyre. And the Jets will reverse play, trying to find an exit outside the zone, just get away with that one, and it's sent right back down by the Highlanders. Quick headman pass is redirected, but right on goal. Kirsten will stop it casually in the crease. Jets wholesale changes, lots of time for the Highlanders to break things out the other way. McIntyre trying to keep Tousenard to the outside and does. Lays a big hit, but Tousenard keeps going with the puck. Tousenard can't get the headman pass. Taken away by McIntyre and Lee. Chipped ahead there, but good stick by Nadesty. Otherwise, Phillips may have been away to the goal. Pass there by Crawley, ends up hitting a set of shin pads, but he regroups nicely. Pass ahead to Lee. He doubles back. Loose puck into the middle. Penalty's going to be coming up. Hooking's going to be the call. Otherwise, Tousenard was going to be in alone on Levat. Jets turning the puck over inside their own zone. Sidney Pemberton takes the hooking call. Number 22 of the Jets. And I'd say it's a pretty good penalty to take given the circumstances. And the Highlanders will head to the power play again. First half of this game was penalty filled. The second half, not so much to this point. Played to the line. Battled down to the half wall. It's going to be a hand pass called on the Highlanders. Face-off will come outside the zone. Highlanders win this one cleanly. A minute and 45 left on the power play. Landry stumbles at the line, plays it into the middle. Backhand attempt was there, but the Highlanders decide to play it back to the point for Landry. Into the middle. Walking into the corner there is Murray. He'll drop it off there. Back to the point. Fanned on by Landry, but he can't find the puck. Luckily for him, Phillips couldn't find it either. Pile up in the offensive zone, but dug free by the Highlanders. Chipped towards the goal, deflected over the net. Just in between was Landry, and he gets lucky as Lee just about chopped that away from him and may have been in alone for the Jets. And Lee sent down the ice. Jets will go for a wholesale change, as will the Highlanders. 52 seconds left in the penalty to Pemberton of the Jets. At the wheel here is Nadesty. He'll gain the line, has two Jets trying to line him up there. McIntyre battling his man McClellan, knocks one, or pardon me, that's McCaddy. Played around to an open side. Two Highlanders come in to battle for it. Chipped ahead, McCaddy with it. Tries to find the lane, does, but it passes behind the man. And no shot does come towards the goal. Big battle in front. McIntyre is just punched in the face, and that's going to draw a penalty. Battle in front of the net. Got a little bit out of hand. Going to be 2 minutes for head contact. Number 4, Ryan McGinnis of the Highlanders, and that will do it for the rest of the Highlanders power play. 19 seconds of 4-on-4 action here, and the Jets will head to a power play opportunity of their own. Off the draw, good stick there from Francis. Francis rips it on goal, but it's wide of Kirsten's goal. And the Highlanders will pick it up now. Big check there from Ward, sealing the wall against Nadesty. Puck's played around. McIntyre loses the puck. He's knocked off it into the corner. Now Tousenard with it, plays it into the middle. Good stick there from the Jets. Back pressure from Pemberton that just came out of the box. They are going to head to the power play. Puck's into the skates behind the goal. Dug free by McIntyre as Pemberton pins the man. Played ahead, Francis. Can't take it cleanly. Instead, Ward follows the play up. He'll gain the line. Try to get things set up. Instead, plays it into the middle, but no one there for the Jets as the pass was well behind Black. Minute and 8 seconds left in the power play opportunity for the Jets. Looking to try to get this game one goal closer. McIntyre flips it to an open wing. Here's Lee, and he can't do much with it either. Highlanders swarming everyone on the ice, and the Jets can't find a solution to gain the zone. Here's Crawley with it. Crawley with a head of steam through the neutral zone. He'll gain the line with McQuarrie on his hip. Pass into the middle is a good one. Handcuffs Phillips a little bit. Jets battling for it. McIntyre just reaches around his man. Otherwise, McClellan was away to the races. Not much of a power play today for the Jets. They just can't seem to get organized with the pressure the Highlanders are putting on them. Puck's won back to McIntyre. He'll play it across for Crawley. Crawley gains the line, but he's sealed off. All he can do is flip it in. Boyle's back there with lots of time. He plays it off the boards and kept in by McIntyre momentarily, and it'll just dribble across the line, and it's brought right back in by McClellan. And that'll be fired off the linesman. That took a bite out of him. Played across the ice, but yet again, not much cohesion on this power play unit. And it's sent all the way down the ice again as we're back to 5-on-5. McClellan tries to strip McIntyre of it. McIntyre will drop it off there to Crawley. Crawley trying to get around Poirier and does. Through the neutral zone he comes. Walks in. Quick shot. Nice stop from Kirsten. Good rush from Hudson Crawley to get that shot away. Face-off inside the Highlander zone. We still hold a 2-goal lead, 3-1. Shot towards the goal, deflected into the corner. Boyd now with it. He'll slow things down. His pass ahead is fanned on, but he'll get another chance. Murray now with it. Sees a lane. He'll try to get to center. He's stripped of the puck by Ward. Pass across to Foss McDonald of the Jets. Gains the line. Walks around one man, but he's battled to the corner by two Highlanders. And they'll take possession. Put it around LeBlanc. McDonald takes the loose puck. He's swarmed by two Highlanders. Just does squeak outside the line. Here's Ward with it. Plays it ahead, but really not much opportunity for that pass to get through, as the Highlanders are really stacking the blue line and daring the Jets to try and rush it rather than shooting it in. That headman pass misses everyone, and it'll go for an icing call. 11:15 left here in the third period. Face-off inside the Highlander zone. Highlanders win the draw. Back line the net. Boyd plays it across. Played into the middle, off the skate. Gets to center, but Poirier can't take it cleanly. And it'll be played down into Long's corner. McQuarrie beats him to the puck. McQuarrie knocked off the puck there by Lee. Long comes in to help out. Played ahead to Crawley. Dropped off there to Lee. And it'll be played off the boards and ahead. It gets to Phillips. He can't take it cleanly, as he may have had a lane to the net. Lee knocks his man McQuarrie into the boards. Gives chase. Can't find the handle. Good pressure from Lee. Kept in at the line by Crawley and just played back down to the corner. Highlanders take possession, but Crawley guarding the line does it again, but can't find a man in front. Highlanders will dump it down the ice. Long will play it hard and around. Crawley has to come back for it. He gets knocked down. Natesty with it now at the point for the Highlanders. Plays it to the front of the goal. Kicked away by Lee. Battle for it in the corner. Comes free for the Highlanders. Into the middle. Good stick there from Phillips. Natesty keeps it alive at the point for the Highlanders. He has it chopped away by Long. And it'll just be flipped high by the Jets just out to center. Highlanders with good pressure here. Content to keep possession. Not looking to take any chances that are going to give the Jets an odd man rush chance. Natesty inside his own zone again. Settles things down. Pass ahead is a good one. Tuzenard into the middle for McHattie. McHattie cuts in. Shots blocked by McIntyre. Rebounds there. Off the backboards. Chopped ahead, but that's over the net. Jets are going to come in the other way. Travis Smith-McNeil tries to go wide. Dribbles down towards Kirsten's goal. Centering pass is there. Big save by Kirsten. Sounds like it hit the stick. And it's chopped wide. 2-on-1 chance here for Tuzenard. McIntyre lays out, gets a body on it, and it's knocked away by Levat. Big chance there. And a great stick in front by Stevens to negate that chance. McIntyre back to the front of the net, gets it ahead to Smith-McNeil, and he has that pass go astray. Kept in at the line by Tuzenard. He lays it out. Shot on goal, stopped by Levat. And now we're going to get a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Tuzenard goes down in a heap. Some sloppy play inside and just outside the Jets' blue line. And it results in another scoring chance for the Highlanders. This time Levat is equal to the challenge. Jets try to go straight ahead with it off the draw and do. Smith-McNeil plays it to Simmons, but he can't take that tough pass. Smith-McNeil gathers it up. Centering pass is there. Just towards the net, and it's just wide. Pass into the middle. Just gets by Black at the point, and he'll have to give chase. Has Poirier bearing down on him. Poirier gets the shot away, and it's just off of Levat and into the corner. Good rush there from Spencer Poirier to beat Black to the puck. But an even better save by Levat to keep this a 2-goal game. Black plays it high off the glass and down the ice, but it's going to be, would have been right on goal if Boyd hadn't have touched it anyhow. Highlanders will skate through the neutral zone untouched. Over the line. Quick shot, stopped, rebounds there, chopped on goal, and that's stopped as well. 2 big saves by Daniel Levat. Shots on goal have risen to 32-16 in favor of the Highlanders. Have really poured it on the second half of this game. Puck's rimmed around. Pemberton fires it around, but it's taken over there by Landry. Played to the point. Francis can't quite clear the zone for the Jets. McIntyre gets a stick on that one. And it'll be played to the line and out. Chopped right back in. It should actually be an offside call, as that puck definitely went off of a Highlander inside the zone. Boyle will spin back inside his own zone and play it across for Landry. Landry into the middle, gains the line and fires it in, cross corner dump. Back for it is Pemberton. He'll play it ahead, but it's off the stick. Back to the point. Boyle with a shot. Wide of the net. Good play from Pemberton to box his man out. That'll ricochet to the point, but good play from Francis. Gets it ahead to Foss McDonald. He's in. He shoots. Great save off the deep from Kirsten. Shuts McDonald down on the breakaway. He's got the only goal that's beaten him in this game for the Jets. Played down the ice. McIntyre will have to go back for it for the Jets. Behind his goal. Plays it hard off the boards and out. Deflected at center by Foss McDonald, but not in deep. He's looking for a change. Headman pass. Knocked down off the deflection by McIntyre. McIntyre avoids the referee inside his own zone. He's pinned along the boards. Highlanders doing well to cover any breakout options the Jets have. Another shot towards the goal, deflected in front, they score! What a tip in front of the goal, completely changes direction. And the Highlanders get some more insurance, as that's Cohen Phillips. I believe that's his second of the game. With the beautiful tip in front to beat Levat at the 6-minute mark here of 6 minutes left in the third period. 4-1 Highlanders. That'll give them a little bit more breathing room. Not that they needed it, but on the restart. Highlanders control. Played ahead, deflected in by Phillips. And the Highlanders give chase. Levat plays it around. Played right back down where it came from by the Highlanders. LeBlanc knocked down behind the goal. Highlanders smell blood. Are looking to add to their lead. Into the middle. Quick shot. Big pad save there from Levat. Rebounds into the corner. Tried to chip it around Landry. Somehow that's not offside. They allow it to go. Played ahead by LeBlanc, but easily gloved down by Landry and played right back down onto Levat. Here's Long with it. Plays it ahead off the stick there of Lee. Chipped ahead just by Landry. Centering pass. Rebounds there. Good play there to box out Lee in front. Highlanders come in transition. Here's Tuzenard over the line. Tuzenard, backdoor pass is knocked away nicely by Crawley. And a quick shot towards the goal under the pad of Levat. Not sure if he knew he had it covered or not, but he'll hold for a face-off. 4-1 Highlanders here with 4:51 left here in the third period. In full control of this one. Off the draw, they'll bullet towards the goal. Wraparound chance, shut down by Levat. Chopped towards the front of the goal, but that one is knifed away as well. Played into the middle. Smith McNeil makes one man miss, tries to get it back to Simmons, but that's broken up by the Highlanders. And they'll come quickly back the other way as Jones. Jones tries to cut in, goes inside out. He's hooked, but no call on the play. Black got his stick into the hands there, if you ask me, but Jets get away with one. Travis Smith McNeil tries to go wide, but he has that disrupted. Played ahead inside the Highlander zone. Long stretch pass is off the stick of McClellan at center. He'll regroup. Offside would have been called had they touched up, but they allow play to continue. Boyle inside his own zone, cuts up. Tries to put it through the legs of Morrison, but can't get around the man. Played deep, but it's going to rim all the way around for Murray, who's got a head of steam the other way. Passing to the middle, off McIntyre and into the corner. Backhand thrown towards the goal, but LeBlanc was there for the Jets. Smith McNeil will play it to an open wing for Penny. Penny regrouping there, plays it across to Smith McNeil. He takes a big hit along the board. Smith McNeil in over the line. Shot blocked there into the corner. Highlanders with possession as the Jets change. Looks like LeBlanc has his stick knocked out of his hands at center, looking for a call. Played ahead, but off the stick of Ward. And taken over by Murray. He'll play it to his defense partner, out to center. That ricochets right back in. Murray with it, plays it out to center. That'll be dumped in by McCaddy. McIntyre back for it. Tries to make one man miss, but can't do it. Puck's down in the corner. Pile up now. Dug free. McIntyre dragged down on top of McCaddy. And the referee's seen enough of that. Both players on top of the puck. He'll blow that one down. .245 left in this one. Chipped ahead off the draw, knocked out of the air by McCaddy. Played behind the goal. Stevens first to it. He'll play it ahead to Francis. Francis tries to headman that puck, but hits a set of shin pads with it. McDonald can't take the pass. Bit of a tough one to take. Getting away with that was one of the Highlanders defensemen. He gets away with chipping it, but barely. I think it was Nadesty. He didn't get much on that pass. Francis gets it ahead. That should have been an offside call again. I'm not sure they ever did tag up. McIntyre chips it ahead to McDonald now. McDonald skating it outside the zone. Chips it in. Macquarie back. Francis elects to try and take the puck instead of the body, and unfortunately for him, gets neither. Highlanders trying to play keep away at the moment, just try to nurse this one home. Puck's flipped ahead, off the stick there inside the zone. McIntyre coming back to the play. Good play from Lee. He'll headman the puck. McDonald tries to play it back to Francis, but that pass misses. Here's McIntyre inside his own zone. Spins off of Havercourt. McIntyre through neutral ice. Cuts to the middle. He'll gain the line and fire it in. Foss McDonald back to try and cause some pressure, but Murray will play it around. Played out to center for Havercourt. Havercourt sees a check coming, dumps it in. Right on Levat. He'll play it to the side for Long. Into the final minute here of this one. Highlanders just about ready to take a 1-0 series lead over the Jets in this best of 3. Long plays it up the boards. That's just chipped out to center. Big hit by Pemberton at the center ice line. Flipped to the line, but off the shin pads of Poirier, regained by Crawley. Crawley walks in, has a shot. It's well wide on the blocker side of Kirsten. Towards the goal is knocked down and chipped outside the line by Long. Poirier back the other way. Good stick there from Phillips to knock that puck away from Poirier. And we're into the final 10 seconds of this one. Let the Highlanders bench take this one home. And the final score of this one is 4-1 in favor of the Highlanders over the Jets. Final shots on goal, 38-17 in favor of the Highlanders. They take a 1-0 series lead. And the next game will be played in Port Hawkesbury on Highlanders home ice at 6 o'clock on Saturday. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.